Here we go. That's what I was thinking about that today. Here we go.
Here we go. It's like the races, like the trotters. Here we go.
Here we go. No, you know what that is? Guess what that is? That is the Dallas Cowboys. Instead of saying, hup, 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 they go, here we go. And
so I'd rather be like, there they go.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool.
It's already dropped to the back of the pack, and he's trying to make his move. Once again, we all know Z-Man can't run that fast anymore, so he is not going to finish in the money. And everybody's like, yeah, we told you that.
Oh, boy, oh, boy. So how you doing, everybody out there? Yep, that's it. Just me and Z-Man today. Jake has a game, and they actually had a nice big win on Saturday. So Jay Woo was rocking and rolling. So Jake will not be here today for our show, but he is obviously will be back. And just me and Z-Man covering bases. We're going to start, speaking of covering bases, we're going to start with the person who I'm not going to mention his name. I might not mention his name ever again in this show, Z-Man. I might not mention his name.
Juan Soto?
Juan Soto. This might be the last time I mention his name. I'm telling you, and I'll give you a bunch of reasons, and I'm going to give you my rant. All right. So
before you give us a rant, Joe, I got some housekeeping real quick.
Go ahead, housekeeping. Let's go.
Congratulations to you and to Jake for making the championship round of our fantasy football playoffs.
Yes.
So congratulations.
Yes, thank you very much. This is the first time I made the playoffs.
Well, you keep doing well, and you're going to make some money.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Good luck to you too. And a couple quick shout outs. One to a new listener that we have, Ken Boulder Harrington. He's a Zerlo family friend from whenever.
Awesome.
So I ran into him in like the supermarket. He goes, "Hey, I was on social media and I heard you guys are doing it." And he goes, "I love listening to you." So Boulder, here's a salute to you. And a quick shout out to Michael Marinello. Now, you don't know who he is, but you're going to, because he plays lacrosse at Limestone University, which is in your backyard.
Nice.
You know, where's that? Gaffney, South Carolina, right?
Yeah, Gaffney, South Carolina. I think.
How far is that from you?
Maybe an hour and a half. I mean, South Carolina is tiny. It's a tiny state. It's like Rhode Island. It's like very small, and you could drive through it, and it's like a couple of states are like that. West Virginia's like that, except it's got like a long kind of. Maryland's like that, where it's kind of long. So if you go north and south,
Joe is a standout lacrosse player. He's a sophomore, and Limestone is a standout lacrosse school. It's like usually in the top 2 or 3 in Division 2.
Nice.
So his old man was like, "Yeah, this kid listens to you guys or whatever." So there you go, Bonehead Marinello. I gave you guys a shout out. So
shout out.
What I got off my chest.
There you go,
Joe. Hold on. Hear this?
Yeah.
I'm trying to buckle my seatbelt.
Yeah, buckle your seatbelt. That
doesn't fit around me anymore, Joe.
I know. Well, one more shout out. Actually, 2 more shout outs to Tom Leslie. Tom Leslie and Joe Lemonshak, our buds that listen to us.
Tom Leslie, I love you, man.
Tom Leslie down in Florida, he got his hip replaced, and so did Joe Lemonshak from Hastings. He got his hip replaced.
Big shout out to you guys, man.
Yep,
I know what you're going through.
You got it.
I know what they're going through.
Oh,
buddy.
yes,
so big
Z-Man.
Shout out to you guys.
You tell him, Z-Man. All right, so let's get back to business. This Soto business, because that's what it is. It's fucking business. You don't want to win a World Series. You don't want to win and bat behind Aaron Judge for your career. You're not the best player in baseball. You're maybe the 3rd, maybe the 4th, and that's not including pitchers in baseball, okay? Judge is a better player than you. I don't give a crap how old he is, what he's getting paid, okay? Ohtani is a better player than you, no matter how you slice it. Now, I'm not here to bash Juan Soto. Seems like a good guy. He seems like I don't know. He seems like a nice enough guy. But isn't the idea is to win? We have lost the idea of winning. Why is it in professional sports these guys don't give a shit about winning? It's all about the fucking money. I mean, now listen, don't get me wrong. $5 million is $5 million fucking dollars. I don't give a shit if it's in pesos. I don't give a shit if it's in Bitcoin. I don't give a shit what it's in. It's $5 million. But fucking A, 700, and the Yankees offered him 760. $5 million less than the Mets. You're batting in front of Aaron Judge, MVP, 62 homers, 50-something homers. The guy is going to be a perennial MVP. And guess what? You got to the fucking World Series. What the fuck else do you want? For $5 more million. Now, nothing against Cone, nothing against the Mets. God bless them. But I'm telling you right now, he went to the Padres. What did the Padres do with him? Nothing. I don't know. Did they make the playoffs? I don't even remember. But
they made the playoffs.
They did. They made the playoffs. Okay. God bless.
And in fact, I think they beat the Dodgers.
Okay. Was that the year they beat the Dodgers?
Yeah. It was,
but then they lost.
Last year.
They lost to the Astros then.
The year before.
Yeah.
They beat the Dodgers.
Did they lose to the Astros that year too?
I believe they did.
Okay. Yep. So whoever they lost, they didn't win a World Series. So at San Diego, if you're on paper, they're as good as the Mets. It's not like the Mets are that much better or that much worse. They're as good. So who is going to protect Soto in the lineup? First of all, you better sign Alonso. You better sign somebody to bat behind him, because if you don't have anybody behind him, it's not even worth it. It's so what? He gets a single, double, all right, and sitting on second base. And as far as fielding, all right, adequate outfielder, not a great arm, not a tremendous fielder. He's adequate. I'll even say above average. Let's say above average. Is he a better fielder than Judge? No. Is he a better power hitter than Judge? And I'm using Judge because Judge took less money, and I guarantee you that the San Francisco fucking Giants offered him at least $5 million more. I don't know for sure, but I almost can bet my life on it that San Francisco offered more money than the Yankees. I feel it in my bones, and if I had to bet my life on it, I would say that's what happened. So what the fuck are you doing leaving a team that's literally on the brink? Now, you want to say the 4-year, 5-year buyout or whatever, opt out? Okay, fine. But you got to be kidding me. $5 million over a 15 fucking year contract. That's what makes the difference. And don't tell me that the Mets have a better future. Bull fucking shit. If anything, they have the same future. I don't think they have a better future. I mean, let's face it. The Yankees retool. The Yankees always have a good farm system. And the Mets are only just beginning to do that, I see. And I think they're going the right direction. Don't get me wrong. But for $5 million and you're batting in front of Judge and you got World Series looking down the road pretty much perennially, where are you going? And guess fucking what? You better beat the fucking Dodgers, or you better beat the fucking Phillies, and you better beat the Braves, because there ain't no World Series unless you beat one or two of those. No, excuse me, 2 or 3. No, not 3. You have to most likely beat 1 or 2. Right, ZeeMan? I mean, who else are we forgetting in the National League? That's going to be tough.
I think you have it right on.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You're in American League. Who's going to beat you? Fucking ridiculous.
I think, first of all, Joe,
I got to take a breath.
Yep, I'm going to tell you to take a breath. Maybe pop a Miller Lite. Because
oh my God,
I
had to let that out.
In the short tenure of our podcast, that was by far the best rant.
Well, that's Tony. You know, Tony had Tony the mustache. He had it too. He says, pay him more. Now, I got to figure that the Yankees offered him $760 and said, here it is. And they went to Cone and they said, hey, give us $765 and we'll take it. I think that's probably what happened. Now, do I know for sure that's what happened? But for $5 million fucking dollars, then go back to the Yankees again and say, hey, they're going to give us $765. I mean, what is this? You're going to go five? What is this? Price is right here. You're going to go up every $5 million. So the thing is, I go back to the basics about professional sports. This is what drives us nuts about professional sports. Well, where's the winning? Where's the championships? Where is the drive to winning championships and legacy? I mean, Judge has it. I think even Ohtani might have it. Now, Ohtani, he's getting paid that kind of money. Guess what? He's going to be pitching next year. And guess what? He might be up for the Cy Young, and he's a perennial MVP. That I could see. Guess what? Soto, you ain't going to be the perennial MVP. All right? You're not even the third. You're maybe the third or fourth best player in baseball. Maybe. Because, there's a couple other guys. The kid, don't forget Acuna down in the Braves. He was out all year. Wait till he comes back. Okay? And you see what the Braves can do. All right? You got to beat the Braves. You got to beat the Phillies. Or you got to beat the Dodgers. Or 2 out of 3. One or the other. Good effing luck. And you know what? Soto, take your $5 million and give it to the Dominican Republic and then to build a statue for you. Great. But as far as winning a World Series, your best chance was with the Yankees. So you don't want to win a World Series. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Sure, he wants to win a World Series, but he wants to win it his way. Well, guess what? It's not going to work. And I don't know unless he hits 3 home runs in a World Series like Mr. Jackson did, Mr. October did. I don't think I'm going to mention his name. I really, because he's not going to be relevant. Even if he has a great season, a great postseason, and they lose, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? The Dodgers beat him, or the Phillies beat him, or Atlanta beats him. Who cares? Who the hell cares? All right, that was 12 minutes, Z-Man. I'm done.
It was tremendous, man.
Well,
and before we go any further, Joe, I'm telling you, that was the best rant that we've had so far. And
I had to let it out.
I want our listeners to know that we will listen to you rant and roll too. If you want to get back to us and let us know what you think.
And I would love to have a Met fan like Moses or somebody tell me I'm wrong. Not that I'm wrong. Of course I'm not wrong. It's not right or wrong here. It's my opinion, obviously. That's why me and ZeeMan are have our podcast, because we like to give our opinions. They're just like assholes and everybody's got them. So
you got it. And you can give us your opinion.
Give us your asshole. We want
Tell them, Joe. Tell them how to give it.
Give us your asshole, because we want it. We want to hear what you think.
Yo, Horgy in Connecticut, Merry Christmas. Need to get a few things off my chest. Let's talk baseball salaries. I know they've been skyrocketing for the last 2 decades, and the moron public keep going to these games because they want to sit and pay $30 for a Budweiser and $20 for a Wiener. But the recent signing of Juan Soto for $765 million has broken the ceiling and is outrageous. What can we say in today's me, I want satisfaction now, instantly? But we'll still go to the stadiums, Yankees, Fenway, Citi Field, and pay the ridiculous prices for what? To help these overpaid, overappreciated, extremely selfish players and owners that could do a lot better good in the world and in their communities with their money than pay these idiots.
I want to hear. I really do. I'd like to hear what Met fans think.
How can they tell us,
Listen,
Joe?
Here's the thing about Met fans. I know when the Yanks got A-Rod. Listen, the Yanks got A-Rod, and they won this World Series in 2009, and A-Rod was basically the MVP. Of course, they got Matsui, and he was the MVP. But, I mean, A-Rod, I was ecstatic when they got him. I mean, it was like, and they did win a World Series. So, until the Mets win a World Series, I mean, we'll see. We shall see. Right, Z-Man?
Okay, man. All right. Let's take it from all the angles then.
Yes,
First
sir.
of all, if you want to give us your opinion, it's offthechest84@yahoo.com. Once again, our inbox for email comments, suggestions, or thoughts is offthechest84@yahoo.com.
And I want to hear you Met fans. Even Boomer today on Boomer and Geo. He wasn't jumping out of his seat about them signing him. He wasn't. Or the other day, yesterday, I should say. And he was being very realistic. You know, he's like, well, let's hopefully if they sign other guys and do that. Because I'm telling you, it don't take one guy in baseball to do it.
All right, take a breath and let's talk about it.
All right, let's talk about it.
All right, we're going to go from all sides on this.
Right.
First of all, the players don't care about the fans or anybody else. They only care about their money.
Exactly.
Which is fine. This is how they make their living. This is how they sacrifice
Nothing
their
wrong
life.
with that.
There's
nothing wrong with that.
Wrong with that. First of all, Scott Boras, he has to factor into this.
No, no question.
He's Soto's agent.
And the union has to factor into it too.
After Ohtani signed his mega deal, there was no way whatsoever that Scott Boras wasn't going to take probably the best generational talent the last, say, 2 decades and not market him and get his max, whatever he could get.
Well, of course, he got the max offer, but what I'm saying is he didn't have to take the max offer.
Well, listen, look, you can look at it any way you want. If I'm Juan Soto, okay, I'm taking that max dollar that the Mets offered, $765.
Right.
But you have to look at other factors that are involved. Now it's going to get into a deeper conversation. I think the Mets are better positioned for him as an individual to take that offer because there's a lot more.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't think the Mets are in any way, negative in this. They did what they had to do. I totally get that.
But Joe, what I was getting at is, first of all, the makeup of the team. There's a lot more Hispanic-born players on the Mets, preferably coming through that system, where I think that he's going to feel a little more comfortable at that point in that environment. I think Francisco Lindor had a major play in bringing him over. I just think he was more comfortable.
Maybe
he didn't want to go back to the West Coast. He from all intents and purposes and everything that I read, he loves East Coast baseball, and he's really taken to New York City.
And there's another, believe it or not, I even thought about this. Maybe he didn't want to be the second banana to Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is beloved by Yankee fans. But that was something that A-Rod and Jeter, that was something that A-Rod said, you know what? I know everybody loves Jeter more than I do, but I want to win a World Series. And he came and they won a World Series. So that's part of it too. So I don't,
Joe,
listen, this is all speculation, obviously.
Joe.
Yeah.
The Mets are better positioned moving forward.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Hang on. To be successful than the Yankees are. And I think that was part of his decision-making, too. The Mets have really done a great job at rebuilding their farm system, and their owner has the deepest pockets in the game. Now, right or wrong, if you're going to make a team, he can make it any way he wants. And furthermore, I don't believe that the Mets are done spending money. I also believe
they shouldn't be.
That they're going to bring Pete Alonso back.
That would be very interesting to see. Is he with Boras? Did he leave Boras? Didn't he leave Boras?
No, he did not leave.
He didn't leave
Boras.
Boras.
He's still a Boras client.
Okay.
But normally, when Boras has big ticket item free agents, he somehow figures out a way to package a few of them to one team. So with Cohen, you're the Mets. You're now all in, whether you like it or you don't. So if money is an object but isn't an object, he still has money to put in to his team, and he knows that he needs another offensive weapon.
They need pitching very bad. Very bad.
So I still feel like the Mets are gonna bring in another high price free agent offensively. That's the first thing.
I would look into pitching myself. That's where their biggest hole is. Pitching. Is Manaea going to sign with the Mets? I mean, he had a great year last year.
Who knows? You know what I mean? Like
Manaea. Did I say it right?
Well, here's the second thing. Yeah. All right, so the Yankees lost Soto, and now they're moving on. And it started just before we came on the air because they signed Max Fried for 8 years.
Who signed Max Fried?
The Yankees did before we just came on.
What?
Yes.
Nice.
Max Fried.
I did not know that, ZeeMan.
That's
what I'm talking about.
We're the best podcast going, brother. So they signed Max Fried for 8 years, and I believe it was $218 million. Hang on.
All right.
Yeah, it was $218 million.
Nice. And he's lefty. He's lefty, right? Max Fried is a lefty.
He's a lefty.
We need a lefty in Yankee Stadium.
Here's the thing, Joe.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Okay. So now the Yankees are maybe looking at going in another direction, which I believe, and we've already talked about this. They are fundamentally flawed.
Absolutely.
Their fundamentals are bad.
Absolutely.
And they need to get more athletic.
I want Nolan Arenado at third. I want DJ back at second. I want a good center fielder in center field. What's with the Martian? Bring the Martian up. Let's go. And then somebody else in left field, preferably a left-handed power hitter, left fielder. Then we're in business.
See, now this is where I'm going to disagree with you.
Why?
Okay, because this is how I'm going to disagree with you. Okay, the Yankees are flawed. The Yankees, their farm system for positional players has failed them.
Yeah, I know you're right.
One of our loyal listeners, Jeff Romelli, texted me, and he said to me, he's like, he agreed. We hang on to prospects 1 year too late instead of 1 year too early. Now,
and not giving them an opportunity. Let's go.
Now, hang on. So, if I'm the Yankees, this is how I rebuild. The first thing I rebuild with versatile, defensive-minded players. They already had a big chess piece by getting another starter, Max Fried.
That's a good one.
If I'm the Yankees, now I look to go through the trade market. So I agree with you. I look to the Cardinals to get Nolan Arenado because he also said that he would waive his no-trade clause and he'd be willing to play first base. But
he first or third, which would be great.
He is he's like his defensive metrics at third are tremendous. So I trade with the Cardinals and bring him in to play third base. Absolutely. I also go back into free agency and I look to sign the first baseman that played for the Diamondbacks, Christian Walker.
Yeah, you like that Walker.
Because his defensive metrics at first base
and he's lefty hitter.
Also tremendous.
He's a lefty.
He is a right-handed hitter and a right-handed fielder.
We need a lefty bat.
The Yankees, hang on. The Yankees, first and foremost, must address their fundamentals. Because where they're at right now, they are a fundamentally flawed team. So this is how you build it. If the best player on the free agent market didn't want your money, you revert to plan B. You already started by getting another starter.
Right, okay. Which is a good start.
Also, I would look to trade market again. And I would call the Cubs to see what it would take to get Cody Bellinger.
Z-Man, you should be Mr. Cashman. I agree. I agree with everything you said. And so Yankees, I think you should be the GM of the Jets. You should be the GM of the Jets, too, but of the Yankees.
The Yankees do have prospects that they can use and trade.
Exactly. Unload them.
And I'll tell you right now.
Win now.
People are going to be screaming at me. I'm looking at trading Jason Dominguez to Martian. He goes in one of these trades.
Yeah.
But
I got no problem.
Here's the thing.
What?
If you're going to use him and you're going to trade him, your return must be of significant value that can immediately help
Absolutely.
your team. Thus, if you call the Cubs, you get Bellinger and possibly a veteran starter on that team.
Yep.
If you call the White Sox for Garrett Crochet, you also ask them for Lewis Robert.
Mm-hmm.
And you put together a package that the White Sox cannot refuse. But you have to maximize what you're going to do because you can't always go out and spend money.
No, I agree. And the thing is, the Yankees window right now is now. It's 5 year. It's maybe a 5. I got to see the Yankees in a World Series next year or the year after and the year after, winning maybe 2 out of the next 5, 1 out of the next 5 at least. That's what you got to look at right now. You can't look 10 years down the road. You can't look 8 years down the road. You got to look now. You got Cole. You got Judge. And everybody else around him. That's what you got to do.
We're doing this on a Tuesday night. The winter meetings are in full bloom. So
we'll see what happens.
We can monitor this. And when we come back next week, hopefully we'll have more answers on that.
That's right. And next week will be our last show before the Christmas and New Year holiday, ladies and gentlemen, and we will have a special treat. Z-Man, tell them what the special treat is for next week.
Well, now as we segue into it, we're going to be going into football. So next week, as a Christmas present from us to you, I am going to have my 12 bowl games of the Christmas season. I will give you the 12.
On the first day of Christmas, Z-Man came to you and gave you 12 picks. Yes, sir.
I could sing it, Joe.
Yeah.
But that's what we're going to do. We're going to give out 12 bowl winners. I've already started. I've got 4 of them down. I'm going to find another 8. And I'm going to make you a profitable winner during your holiday season. And our Pigskin Picks, sponsored by the End Zone, 227 Park Avenue in Mechanicville, are now.
There you go. There's everybody in the End Zone.
32 wins and 18 losses, Joe.
Yes.
I'll take my record. You know what? It's about 56, 57%, I believe. I'm sure one of our listening contributors is going to do the math for me because math isn't a strong subject. But we'll come up with a percentage. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to want to be listening next week as we have our 12 bowl games of Christmas. But right now, I'm going to give you our 6 picks for this week. We went 3-3 last week to go to 32-18. So quickly, here is our Pigskin 6-pack sponsored by the End Zone. You got your pen and your piece of paper?
Let's go get your pen and piece of paper, everybody, because here we go with the picks.
Number 1, we're taking the Ravens. -14 against the Giants. The Giants have played really well, but the Ravens are coming off a bye. Under Lamar Jackson, the Ravens are 4-1 off a bye. Give me the Ravens -14 over the Giants. My next pick, Joe, you got your seatbelt still on?
Yeah. What are you taking, the Panthers?
I'm taking the New York Jets -3 against. I'm taking the New York Jets -3 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. You know, the Jets played great this week. They just, for some reason,
they suck.
Yeah, but
don't even go there.
We're
blow the
talking
team
about
up.
Money, Joe, and
blow
I want money.
Blow it up. Okay.
All right, we're taking the Jets -3.
All right.
Our third pick, Joe, we're taking the Miami Dolphins +3 at the Houston Texans.
Okay.
The Dolphins
I like that
starting
pick.
to catch a gear.
Yeah, they are. They're getting a little momentum. Okay.
So we're gonna side with an underdog. We're gonna take the Dolphins +3.
All right.
Our fourth pick, we're gonna take the Philadelphia Eagles -5 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are probably going to be without George Pickens again this week. Pickens is a big contributor to their offense. The Eagles in the NFC, if I'm the Lions, I may want to start peeking in that rear view mirror.
Absolutely. I agree. The Eagles are starting to look like something that's definitely
so we're going to side with them.
Yep.
-5. Our 5th out of 6 pick, we're going to take the Buccaneers on the road +3 at the Chargers. The Chargers played hard on Sunday night against the Chiefs. They gave it all they have. The Buccaneers are now in control of the NFC South. Something you know a lot of, being a Panthers fan.
Yeah, there's a lot of crappy teams in the NFC South. That's pretty much what it's been for the last few years. And Atlanta is looking like crap now, too.
We're going to stay with the Buccaneers +3.
All right.
And then our last pick, we're either going to ride or die with this team. We're going to take the Green Bay Packers -3 at Seattle. This is the Sunday night
like that
game.
one.
This is the Sunday night game, and the winner is going to be positioned well for a playoff spot, and the loser is going to have to play their ass off the rest of the way to get back, to hang into playoff contention. Well, so we're going to take the Packers -3 over the Seahawks.
I love the Packers. I love the Packers now. They showed me something the other night against Detroit.
Yep. Let's recap them real quick. The Ravens -14, the Jets -3, the Dolphins +3, the Eagles -5, the Buccaneers +3, and the Packers -3. That's our end zone.
Yes.
Rush to the end zone.
Yes.
Six-pack of the week.
From the end zone in Mechanicsville,
Avenue, Mechanicsville,
New York. So if you're driving through Mechanicsville, don't blink and stop at the end zone. All right, Z-Man.
What was your take this weekend in the NFL?
I like the Packers. I think they're going to be tough. Philly showed me something. So all of a sudden I was like Detroit and everybody else. Now I'm like, yeah, you're right. They got to be careful. I still think Detroit's coming out of the NFC. I don't think, because they got the home field. I think Green Bay will be tough. I think Philly will be tough. I think the NFC West is not that tough. I think the Rams might come out of the NFC West on top.
How about that game against Buffalo?
Yeah, I mean, go figure.
I think that really hurt Buffalo.
Oh, man. That hurt Buffalo bad. You cannot lose to the Rams.
They're 2 games behind the Chiefs.
Absolutely. They got to get that home field. Well, listen, they're going to get home field would be ideal for the Bills against the Chiefs, but they're not going to get it now. So that's that. At least it's cold weather, and that might help them. But the Chiefs playing cold weather too, so it's not like it's better off.
But I
really
think, Joe, that the Chiefs can be had.
This is the first year.
Games.
Yes,
the luck is with them. Unbelievable, like it was Sunday night, last play of the game again.
Yep,
with the kick. I'm telling you right now, the playoffs this year.
Playoffs
this year in the NFL is going to be really, really good.
Yeah, I'm digging it. I mean, it's starting to get a little, fun, and I think that again, you're starting to see the good teams and who's going to be the real, contenders and pretenders as far as that's concerned. And do you know? Here's a stat for you. Ready? The Chiefs are plus 56 all season, something like that, and Detroit's like plus 180 something. I mean,
that's point differential.
Point differential. So, I mean, the Chiefs have been winning by the skin of their balls. But listen, if you're betting them, all right, that's a problem. But if they're 11, what are they, 12-1? Is it 12-1 or 11-1?
I believe the Chiefs are now 12-1.
12-1.
They have the best record in the NFL.
And I think they clinched home field throughout yet, or just
no. They have clinched
the West. I know that.
Yeah, they clinched the West. Them and the Lions are tied for the best record overall at 12-1. The Eagles.
What are the Eagles? 11-2.
Are 11-2. The Vikings are 11-2.
Right.
And
NFC's couple.
Best records.
Yeah. How about the Vikings? Vikings are flying under the radar. Sam Darnold, for crying out loud, the second coming. I mean, what the hell's going on? I mean, they are flying under the radar. Nobody's giving them any kind of, thought. But they're not. I wouldn't want to play them if I'm any team in the NFC. You don't want to pick them for. But they're, like you said, the teams you just mentioned. You got Philly. You got Green Bay. So you got some teams that are tough, that are, they're all going to be tough. I think the NFC is going to be, I think that the AFC is down to Buffalo and down to the Chiefs. I don't see Texans going anywhere. I don't know. The Steelers, maybe.
I still think you got the Ravens in there, Joe.
Yeah, the Ravens, geez. What is going on with them? They're like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. One week they look like they could beat anybody. Next week they look like they suck. I don't get it. I don't get the Ravens. I don't know. So, I don't know what it is. But anyway.
This week, I just think this weekend's going to tell a lot with Buffalo at Detroit.
Yeah.
You got Pittsburgh at Philadelphia, Tampa Bay at the Chargers. Then you got Green Bay at Seattle, and you have actually 2 Monday night games this week.
Oh, yeah.
Chicago
That's right.
At Minnesota and Atlanta at the Raiders.
That's right. 2 Monday night games. That's always interesting because if one game sucks.
Come back next week. We're going to have some good stuff to talk about.
Absolutely.
So I think in the home stretch here with us, let's spend a couple minutes on the college football playoff. What do you think?
Yeah, a couple minutes. Let's rock and roll. All right, here's the first thing, obviously the most obvious. What do you think about Alabama getting, somebody's going to get fucked, they got fucked.
You got to handle these will be quick one-hitters for me. Like you ask a question, I'll give you the answer.
Yep.
Alabama, you got to handle your business.
Yeah, okay.
Late in the season, you got crushed by Oklahoma on the road.
That killed them.
I get where your strength of schedule is good.
Yep.
I understand that, but you know what? You got to handle your business. I would have voted for SMU as well.
Yeah, I mean, Oklahoma, losing to Oklahoma, getting your butt kicked by Oklahoma, that buried you. It buried you. Simple as that. Georgia has been hanging in there, and these other teams like obviously SMU. Okay, they hung in there. I mean, they weren't. It's not like they were blown out. Clemson came out of nowhere to get a spot, which Debo got them going. Debo's not Debo, but they got him going, and you know what? He's there. He's dancing. I mean, so who knows? Now, Penn State, although they lost, they're in a better position to go all the way, which they were talking about since their bracket. And then Oregon has got a tough spot. Meanwhile, they're the number 1 seed. So who knows? Which
leads me to my next point. When you get to 12 teams that are going to be in here, the first thing you got to do is you got to reseed them.
Yeah.
I don't care about conference champions.
Yeah, there you go. Good point.
You have to figure out another way because you have to reseed these teams.
I agree.
Versus the whole criteria and strength of schedule is part of that criteria. Because you know what's going to happen? Because if you don't change this, then teams that have great schedules set up in the future are going to cancel those games because it's not going to make a difference because they're like, it's not going to help us get into the playoff.
Absolutely.
That's the first thing. So if you don't reseed them, then what you have to do is you have to mandate conferences to all play the same amount of games. You can't be in like the Big Ten that has 18 teams or whatever and not play some of the good teams while other teams do play some of the good teams. You've got to play you have to play an equal schedule. So if you're not going to reseed these teams, then you've got to talk about how many games. There has to be a mandate. Like, so let's say in these super conferences, every team plays 10 games.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that,
you have to play a 10-game schedule in your conference, and instead of like Notre Dame playing like Oswego State,
exactly.
With your
throw that in
excess games, you've got to play like Florida, and I don't know, like a rivalry game, USC.
Right. They were saying that to win the national championship, and the two teams that will play in the national championship would have played 18 games total.
Well,
isn't that crazy?
They won't play 18 games in the NFL.
Yeah, so but that's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, so why exactly? So why are you doing that?
Yeah, money. Money.
We're going to have, like I said, we're going to have a lot of chances to talk about like this next week.
Yes, sir.
So, like, the odds will be coming out on these games, which will tell you a lot of stories about it. I'm sure you can already bet odds right now Like in the
absolutely.
first round games that'll start on the 20th and the 21st. Here you go. You got Texas is minus 11 over Clemson. You got Ohio State 7.5 over Tennessee. You've got Penn State minus 9 over SMU, and you've got Indiana, Notre Dame. You got Notre Dame is minus 7.5 over Indiana.
Right.
So that kind of tells you a story when they already put out the numbers. But that's why the games were played on the field. So next week, going into those bowl games, we're going to talk about them, and I'm also going to have my 12 bowls of Christmas.
Yes.
So start saving your money.
Save your shekels for the.
Save your shekels because we're going to have plays.
Yes.
And once again, you can always reach us online at offthechest84@yahoo.com. We're also
We want to hear from you.
To listen to us on YouTube at Off the Chest Podcast.
Yep.
You can also listen to our back issues, and we enjoy your feedback.
Absolutely.
So
thanks for
I wanna
listening,
hear
everybody.
You people tell me about Joe Cap's 12-minute rant.
Yes. I had to get it out. One more thing I'd like to mention is we got the Knicks are in a game tomorrow night in that tournament. So this should be the tournament should be kind of interesting. Maybe the Knicks can pull it out. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
you know what? I hope so too. By the way, the winners get $500,000 a man.
Oh, not $1 million? Okay, if I thought it was $1 million.
No.
Hey, $500,000, I'll take it.
Yeah,
Hey-o.
$500,000 a man.
That's cool. Like I said, Matt Ryan he'll take it. So let's go. Let's root for Matt Ryan to get $500,000, and then the other guys can laugh at it.
Tomorrow against the Hawks.
Oh yeah, the Hawks have been playing good too. I don't know why, but they've been playing good. I mean, they were talking about getting rid of Trey.
In their bracket, it's the Knicks versus the Hawks, and the Rockets versus the Warriors. And in the other bracket, it's the Bucks versus the Magic, and the Thunder versus the Mavericks. So, like literally, you can have a good final, like good final because let's just hopefully the Knicks win. I'd like to see the Rockets beat the Warriors because the Rockets are a nice young and coming team.
Yep, they're up and coming, and the coach is the coach.
Thunder is up and coming, and the Bucks and the Magic. You got two good teams there. Like, how about let's go Magic?
Yeah, Magic. No, they're in East Conference. Let's go nobody. Let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks.
But they're on the other side of the bracket.
Are they?
You gotta root
all right, so we're root for them. Oh, to knock off the Celtics. Yes, they're playing the Celtics. Yeah. Let's go Magic. Yes. I would definitely rather play the Magic than the Celtics, no question.
There you go.
All right, ZeeMan. Thank you, everybody, for listening on our episode of December 10th, 2024. And we will talk again next week, and that'll be our last show before the end of the year and the holidays. So we'll have a lot to talk about, and then we will be back in 2025. Unbelievable, ZeeMan. Unbelievable. All right, ZeeMan.
Unbelievable. So here's to a profitable week, everybody.
Let's go, baby. Let's make some money. Let's win some money. And thanks. I want to thank again for the End Zone for all our plugs. And we and Z-Man will be doing a show up there probably in the springtime, but we'll let you know when we get a little closer and we figure something out. So, all right. So, everybody.
Joe, who's going to win the Heisman, Joe?
Oh, man, it's got to be the kid from Colorado. It's got to be him.
The Final Four, Dylan Gabriel, Travis Hunter,
Hunter,
Genty, and Cam Ward.
I
think the guy from Colorado, too.
Yeah, it's hands down. He wants to play both ways in the pros, man, and he could.
Who knows? Why not?
Why not? Guess what? His coach did. His coach freaking did. So, I mean, why not? Yep, you got it. All right, everybody. Till we meet again, have a nice week, and we'll see you next week on Off the Chest.
So long, everybody.